guys, so today I want to talk to you about United Silver status, also known as Premier Silver, and whether or not the lowest level status with United is worth pursuing or not. Guys, Happy New Year. If you are watching this as it goes live, we are officially in 2025, so I hope so far the year has been a good one. And in this video, I want to talk about airline status. In particular, I'm going to focus on United Silver status, or Premier Silver, I think is another way to call it. I live close to Newark Airport. Newark is a United hub, so I use United frequently. And I've already done reviews on United's premium economy product as well as their club card, which is the most expensive card you can get with United Airlines, but it also has the most benefits. So anyway, if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about getting status with United sometime in the new year. And I want to focus on silver status because I do think it is the most realistic for most people. A lot of the times, individuals who get platinum or 1K are spending a crap ton of money on their credit cards to do so. United really does prioritize card spending. So if you are flying overseas and using the Polaris product, for example, you are probably spending, like, say if it's a family, like $6,000 to fly. So with that amount of money, you're going to get PQP, which is one of the points, I guess you could say, to earn status. You're going to like rack that up more quickly than if you are like me and more of a frequent flyer, because I don't fly Polaris to go overseas. I will buy economy every single time. I don't care. I don't want to waste my money. Not to say if you fly business you're wasting your money, but for me personally, it's not really where I want to spend it. So someone like me, it's much easier to get silver status than some of the higher statuses. So I do want to talk about that if you are like me and you're wondering whether or not it's worth flying with United frequently enough to get this status. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, I do want to give some of the downsides of silver status. Like I said, my hub is Newark Airport. And if you are flying from a United hub, so Newark is one along with San Francisco, Houston, Washington, D.C., and Denver, as well as Chicago O'Hare, the problem you're going to run into is that it feels like everybody and their dog has status now. I'll give you an example. I recently took a trip to Quebec City, and over half of the plane had higher status than me. So it was actually kind of a pain in the ass to find somewhere to put my bag in the overhead bins. And if you have status, you're probably thinking like, hey, like I have loyalty with this airline. Like, why are there no overhead bins left? That is like such a basic thing. And these hubs can just be like overrun with people with status. Now, United is trying to address it. They did increase their requirements for 2025 because it is like a legit problem. More than half the plane shouldn't have status because it's one of those things when everybody has status, nobody has status. However, with that aside, silver status does still have its perks even if you're flying from a hub. Personally, probably my favorite thing about having silver status is that you do get free preferred seating, and then at check-in you can get free economy plus depending on availability. I will say that 9 times out of 10 I have no issues getting free economy plus for me and one companion, because with silver you can upgrade one person who's also booked on your same ticket. However, during the holidays, this is a pain. Again, that flight to Quebec City, it was a small plane anyway, but because there were so many people with higher status than me, I couldn't get the economy plus. But this doesn't happen often. You're pretty much guaranteed an economy plus seat, and it's nice. It's really nice to have that extra leg room. I know for me, as someone who's a fearful flyer, it's really like lovely just to have a better seat on the plane, and it is a little bit more comfortable. Now, I will say United also does offer an economy plus subscription, so you have to do the math yourself. See how much it would cost for you to get silver status, and then see how much an economy plus subscription costs, because depending on how much you fly, the subscription may be better. So that's just something that's worth looking into if economy plus is a priority for you. But it is really one of the nicer benefits of having silver. I love that little bit of leg room. Yeah, it's not Polaris, but it does go a long way. Another perk that I really like with Silver status is the ability to have Premier check-in as well as to have your bags tagged with a priority tag. What's really nice about this is you don't have to wait in a super long line to check your bags. And for me, I have 2 free checked bags with the United Club card, so I really see no reason not to. And the process is super smooth. And then when you go to baggage claim, your bags are the first to come out of the plane. Now, sometimes you may have to wait because, like, you're not the only one with status, like I said, but it's super nice that you're not waiting forever for your bags to arrive. So that really is kind of an understated perk of status that I really like. It does make checking a bag a million times easier than if you had no status. So that's just something to consider, especially if you like checking a bag when you travel. Thinking to yourself at this point, what about those free upgrades? Can I fly first class with silver status? Technically, you can. It's happened to me a couple times. On my flight to San Juan, Puerto Rico, I was upgraded to first class. On a flight to Grand Rapids, I was upgraded to first class. I think there was another one. Toronto, I was upgraded to first class. Phoenix, I was actually upgraded to Polaris because they had to switch out the plane the last minute, and the plane that they used had the lie flatbeds, and it was incredible. It was amazing. So yes, it is possible to get an upgrade as silver status, and even from a hub. Like I said, fly from Newark, and there's a lot of people with status. However, there's a big caveat with that. It doesn't happen a lot. Because anyone who has gold, platinum, 1K, they're going to get priority when it comes to those upgrades, and it can be difficult. But like I said, it does happen. It's happened to me a couple of times. The most important thing about this is the route in question. If you are on a route that attracts more leisure travelers as opposed to business travelers, you have a much better chance of getting upgraded on your flight, because that's like what happened to me. Like the flight to San Juan, it was the last flight out, and it was like on a Wednesday in May. Like there was really like no high demand for the first class seats as far as business travel goes. So I had a decent shot of getting an upgrade, which I did. So that's really route dependent. Now, I will say for flights from Newark to California, as well as overseas flights, so say you're flying to Europe or you're flying to Asia, those upgrades are not complimentary. You have to give, I think it's like $500 as well as miles in order to be put on the upgrade list, and you have a better chance of clearing that upgrade list with status. I personally haven't had any luck doing that. Not that I do frequently anyway, because $500 is still quite a bit of money for me, so it's not a priority, but that's really the only way that you can upgrade internationally. They don't just hand those upgrades out to people, especially with just silver status. It's just not something that United does. So if upgrades are important to you, I mean, silver does give you a decent chance of getting them, like I said, especially if it's a quieter route, but it's not a guarantee by any means, particularly in the hubs. Like, I've been upgraded maybe 5 times, and I've had silver status for 2 years now, so it's not something that happens every single flight. But, you know, it's happened to me in the past. However, if your heart and soul is really set on first class and you can afford it, you're kind of better off just buying a ticket. That's why it's guaranteed. I know it sucks and it's expensive, but I mean, that's first class for you. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, probably the best part of having silver status is having a special number to call when crap hits the fan. If you've been following news and travel, then you'll know that flight cancellations can and do happen, especially during peak season. Like, remember a couple years ago when Southwest had the total meltdown and all the flights were canceled? Yeah, stuff like that can totally happen. I've been in a situation where my flight's been canceled and it sucks. But as a silver status carrier, you can call a different phone number and you'll get help a lot faster than if you were just calling United Airlines general number. So for example, I had a flight canceled when I was in Madrid, and I was able to get an agent right away who rebooked me. And then another time I had a flight canceled in Geneva, and I didn't even have to call anyone. They just automatically rebooked me and it was done with. So that was really cool. So it's nice having that special number to call when problems happen. And that really is yet another underrated aspect of having status. Like, you always hear about the upgrades and the economy plus and the priority boarding, which I'll talk about in a second. But truthfully, United does want to help their members with status, and that includes silver status. Like, if you're in a situation because your flight is canceled, they'll do what they can to help you, and I do think it's easier if you have some sort of loyalty with them. So next, what about priority boarding? Like I said, silver status, they have group 2. What is that? So this is where I'm fully expecting to draw some hate in the comments. I sort of think that having group 2 as a status holder is a bit underwhelming, to be perfectly honest with you. So how United does boarding is like every other airline, people with disabilities, children under 2 and their parents, as well as active military personnel, they go first, and I'm pretty sure every airline has something similar. And then after that, global services boards, and they're like in the top echelon of travelers, followed by 1K, which is the highest status that you can earn. Then you have group 1, which is anyone who purchases a first class ticket along with platinum and gold status. And then you have group 2, which is silver status, and every single credit card user. So if you have a United Explorer card, a United Quest card, club card, you board in group 2. I think United really should change how they do this. Like I said, my flight coming back from Quebec City, well over half of the plane was group 1. And then actually a couple years ago when I went to Savannah, the entire plane was group 1, except for maybe like 5 of us in group 2. So it was kind of like sucky because there was nowhere that we could put our bag. Like, I think I had to actually gate check my bag that day. I do kind of think that if I were in charge of I don't know, the boarding or whatever, I don't know like who it would be, I do sort of think as a credit card benefit, maybe priority boarding should be taken out, and then priority boarding is just left for status members and those who purchase first class. I do think that it's way too crowded in these lines, and that there really is not as much of a benefit as there could be. It's an example of where there is a bit too many people getting those perks, which I know, I hope it doesn't sound horrible or make me sound like a brat, but I mean, group 2 with silver status, if you really just want the priority boarding as of today, just get the Explorer card for $95 a year. Like, don't chase silver status for priority boarding, because if you're flying out of Newark, it's really not that great. So just a little FYI with that. So, is United silver status worth pursuing? I entirely think that depends on you and how frequently you use United. I do think having some status is better than no status, in the sense that if your flight's canceled, you do have a bit more support. And like I said, it is nice to get the economy plus at check-in, but at the same time, a lot of the benefits you can get from having a credit card. So my United Club card, for example, I get 2 free checked bags. If I just had silver status, I would only get 1 checked bag. And I also get quite a few miles on the dollar that I spend, so it's easier to get award flights. So truthfully, I do think, and I hope United doesn't come after me, personally, if you have a good United credit card and an Economy Plus subscription, that's actually just as good as silver status in a lot of cases. Sorry to say. So, I mean, it's okay. I like having it, but United did increase their requirements this year. I think I'm still going to make it by the skin of my teeth, but truth be told, if they increase the requirements anymore, I may just go with whoever's offering the cheapest ticket at the time and just being a free agent, because it is getting a little, oversaturated at the hubs with people who have status. And really, like silver, they offer some things, but it's really nothing you can't get with a credit card. So that's my honest opinion. Sorry if I broke any hearts with that. And if you want to send hate in the comments, if you think I'm a brat or that I'm expecting more from status, whatever, you do you, I guess. But I hope this video helps in some sense, and happy travels for the new year. Something on a more positive note, I do have a couple trips planned for 2025 already, and I'm super excited. I have quite a few videos in the works, and I can't wait to share those with you soon. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.